Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Mahouka Koukou no Yuutousei episode number 2. Alright, the previous episode. It was the start of a completely new perspective. We always saw everything from Tatsuya's perspective, and this time we are seeing everything from Miyuki's perspective. A lot of new things we were able to see, especially portions which were never shown in the original anime. For example, before whatever happened, before the day of the the day they go to school, they start going to school. Before that day, whatever happened, and stuff from Miyuki's perspective as to when Miyuki was alone, what happened, what she did, how she saved that the people of the place where the whole fire broke out, and how she saved the little kid and all that stuff, how she got the ornament, that hair ornament that was Tatsuya's gift to her. All these stuffs which we never knew about from the original anime. New things are coming up, and I'm sure we're going to see a lot of new things, a lot of new characters as well, which Miyuki knew personally, and which Tatsuya did not know, or had no clue about, because I'm sure there are a lot of characters that Miyuki knew who Tatsuya did not know, and I'm guessing those are the characters we are seeing in the opening, and also the anime poster, the new characters that we are seeing. So all these stuff I'm guessing we're going to see, and I my initial without before starting this anime, my impression was that we're probably going to see everything through Miyuki's perspective, and that would probably be it. But I never expected this to actually add new stuff, new characters at the same time. So I was pleasantly surprised, and I'm looking forward to this, how this is going to go, and how everything is going to we're obviously going to make new connections, new references. We will be able to get a lot of things, we'll be able to understand. So yeah, so anyways, without further ado, let's get started. This is episode number 2 of Mahouka Koukou no Yuutousei. So yeah, I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's get started. Okay, so here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, the opening. Oh, this is the opening. I thought that. Wait a minute. Yeah, I thought. Oh, okay, this is the opening. Okay, I thought that was the ending in the previous episode. No, this is the opening. So we're going to get a new ending. Okay, these characters are the new characters we're seeing with some red jacket. I'm guessing they're from another school or something. Their uniform is completely different. All right. It's a nice opening, but honestly speaking, I prefer Mahouka Koukou no Retosei's opening more than this. But I might get used to this, and this might become catchy as we hear it more times. May I join you? Okay. All right. This is yeah. This is the whole like you know exam that they have to go through. Practical test, yeah. Okay, we also never saw this before. We never saw. Okay, this is how she actually meets Miyuki for the first time. All right, there you go. Top. Miyuki Shiba. Matriculation ceremony. Yeah, she was a representative of the entrance ceremony. Okay. Oh, okay, okay. Well, like, she wants to scout her, so yeah, there you go. Oh my god, she's so. Oh, okay, she's practicing. I thought, okay. Ah, there she is. All right. Oh, this is that guy. Okay, I remember him. She'll be very happy if you say that. Oh my god. Oh. Okay. Now I feel bad for laughing. Sorry. Wow, look at the background. There you go. Ah. Wow, she just says it like that. Yeah. Okay. And here we go. This guy. Okay. Oh, we can see. I forgot their name completely. What the hell? Erika, wasn't it? Yeah. There we go. Oh boy. Yeah, he's like, don't like, no need to make any problem here. Ah, wow, great. God. Mm. Wait, what? Oh, really? Did he like do some? Oh, she's talking about Tatsuya. I was thinking she was talking about the other girl. Yeah, yeah. Okay, all right. That's why she was able to catch that. People did not. She's like, oh my god, we'll be great friends. Hmm. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, oh my god. Wow, this was what she was thinking at that moment? Alright. Oh my god. Well. Okay. Wow, he's the one. Like, how spoiled you can be if your mentality is like that. Muriyama. Wow. Oh my god. Ah. Ah. These type of peoples need to like, no. Okay. Well. Yeah. Wow. Oh my god, what the hell? These guys, what? How, like, how are they even brought up? Like, to be, like, this type of, has, like, to have this type of a twisted mentality. Oh, oh yeah. Okay. My memory is a little bit hazy, especially in this point. So, oh boy. Wait a minute, didn't Tasya do something here? As far as I can remember, what's happening? Like Tasya is keeping quiet. Wait a minute. I'm okay. Okay. Okay, there you go. Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. All right. Yeah. I was like, why are they calling him on it? Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, we're getting a lot of new scenes, especially like I can understand in this episode. What's watching this episode now? Oh my God! Here we go. Yep. Wow! 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 She's acting. Uh, uh, um. Wow. Okay. Okay. Her delusions are amazing. And Yuki's. uh, it's not fated to his doom. Yeah, we're here to scout you. Yeah, I'll go as well. Yeah. All right. That's as well. Yeah. Oh, they skipped those portions. Okay. Obviously, we know that. Like, the whole conversation that they had in the student council. Ah, God. Oh, yeah. No, like, it won't matter. These guys will be like that. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. That's why, like, they're. Hmm. Dude. Bumper crop. Okay. Yeah. Definitely. All right. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. They said that they'll start making the change. So if no one does, let's let us make the change. There you go. Yeah, they were kind of like in the previous day they were hesitating to actually go and interact, and Shiva also kind of like Tatsuya also kind of got up and went away, but like that made the atmosphere even more chilly. So now that they're interacting with them deliberately, yeah, it's going to get you know. Okay, okay, this is the ending. Okay, all right. It's a good ending. It's kind of picking up the. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Okay. Well, all right. So this episode, one thing that didn't not surprise me, but again, like I did not think that it will be so different from the original anime, and I can actually understand how this is going to go after watching this episode. Like how it's going to play out. A lot of things, especially the way this episode played out. Okay, that's the end. Okay, especially how this episode played out, a lot of things I kind of got cleared about. First of all, the way this is going to go, I can kind of understand now. For example, like we're basically going to get a lot of things from not only Miyuki's perspective but from the other girls' perspectives as well. Honoka, Shizuku, and maybe Mayumi's perspective sometimes, at the same time. But the original anime kind of only focused on Tatsuya and on a few other characters who were on the spotlight. But now we're getting to see, like, this episode was basically everything was new. Only the little part in the middle was similar to the first episode, but they also kind of showed everything from a different perspective, even though the scene was similar. And like now I can understand how this is going to go. And they they kind of skipped the whole portion of the what do you call it, the student council. The student council, the thing that happened, they went inside, they talked with them, and in the beginning Tasha was like, no, I won't get in. Then they said that, okay, you don't have to get in the student council, you get in the disciplinary committee. And that's how Tasha decides to do that, and they come out. That scene, it was a 5 minutes scene in the original anime, and they did not show us that portion because that will be almost similar to the original anime, because basically that's what happened there, nothing else. But the scene in the middle where we actually see everything from Honoka's perspective here, in a way. And this episode was more of Honoka's perspective, not Miyuki's perspective, Honoka's perspective. And I'm guessing this is going to, we're going to see it like this, not only Miyuki, but maybe in one of the other episodes we're going to see something from another girl's perspective who we never got to see. For example, that girl, I forgot her name, the girl with purplish type of hair, who who Mayumi was also kind of looking at in her computer screen. I do not remember her name at all. I forgot. She has this kind of a little curly type of a hair, and it's kind of purplish. So that girl, maybe from her perspective, when she gets after she gets introduced in this anime, we'll see something from her perspective or something else. And I have to say this is a good decision, because I was kind of thinking about this, that how are they going to do everything from Miyuki's perspective, because obviously there's going to be some kind of scene where Miyuki is also not present, and maybe Tatsuya is only present, and which is important. So how are we going to see that, or something else, or maybe some other things? I was kind of thinking about it, but then now I realize that this probably won't this won't be only Miyuki. This will be Miyuki and her surroundings. That's what's happening. Yuutousei was Tatsuya and his surroundings. For example, in Yuutousei, we saw Tatsuya, Erika, a lot of things from Erika's perspective as well. What was his name? I forgot the guy's name. Okay, I need to check that out. As I said, it's been a while I've seen this, and I've forgotten a few names. Where is he? What the hell? Just a sec. He's not even listed here. What the? Yo, he's not listed here. What the hell? I'm trying to check out my anime list. He's one of the main characters. Why is he even not listed here? What the hell? Okay, Leonhard. Taijo Leonhard. That was his name, wasn't it? Leon. Yeah, yeah, I remember. They used to call him Leon. Okay, yeah, I remember now. So yeah, as I was saying, from in Retos, everything we saw from Tatsuya, Leon's perspective, and sometimes Erika's perspective. Sometimes the other girl. What was her name? I think it was Shibata or something like that. It was really similar to the glasses girl. It was really similar to Shibata, Mizuki. Yeah, there you go. Her perspective at the same time, and sometimes Miyuki's perspective, but we barely even got to see Honoka, especially Honoka Shizuku. And so this is basically like, like a certain few characters were given importance in Red Tose, and now the other few characters who are also important to the story are being given importance here. And yeah, I think that's that's like a good decision. I know this probably has a manga, doesn't it? Hasn't it? So like the author made a good decision. Like it actually shows us everything. That means usually in a lot of animes and mangas, a few characters we don't even get to see them. But I'm guessing we're going to probably get an experience where every character will be covered. And yeah, that's great. And okay, another thing we got to know here is, which I am also quite intrigued about, is like how Honoko was so what do you call it, like so what is that word called, like infatuated, yeah, kind of, with Miyuki. I had the impression that her, like she was very, obviously she later on she kind of gets a little crush on Tatsuya as well, but not a little crush, but it kind of goes into a very, she really starts liking him, especially in season 2. So I only had that impression. I thought that okay, like she meets Tatsuya, and from that, after Tatsuya kind of talks for her during that scene in the first episode in Retose, she starts kind of getting a little interested in him. Then that kind of transforms into a crush, and then it actually transforms into genuine liking. So I was under that impression. I did not have any clue that all of these things happened. Her kind of getting squealing over Miyuki, and kind of freaking out that Miyuki is here. I really had no idea. I knew that they were good friends, but this thing I really had no idea. And this is very this episode really made us see everything, like what happened before that. Like she did not know Tatsuya from the beginning. She knew Miyuki from the beginning. She was kind of freaking out over Miyuki, because obviously she was so amazing as she saw her in the test, the practical test. So it's kind of funny to actually see her kind of squealing over Miyuki, and it's kind of a new thing. Like I'm not sure if I think it's probably like they kind of intended it that way, because none of this was even shown in Retose. Her kind of freaking out over Miyuki, all this stuff. So this is like a new information we got here. The it was first, it was Miyuki, then it started to transforming, and then she started liking Tatsuya again, and I don't know. The whole thing with Miyuki, obviously we know that the whole thing with Miyuki is admiration, and with Tatsuya it's also the same, which kind of gets transformed into genuine like and love. But the fact that everything started with Miyuki is kind of funny, and I really did not and this is like a new information we got again in this episode, which the original anime did not have. And and yeah, and also another thing is we get to see how how she feels about this whole course 1 course 2 thing. Like as she says that we were also the same, not she, sorry, Shizuku says that we were also kind of the same. When we got to in course 1, we were like, yes, finally, we're in the top course, and that in itself kind of shows the discrimination that's happening. Course 1 is better, course 2 is inferior, that kind of stuff. Now obviously this kind of thing I think happens not only in in anime, but a lot of places where there's a group a discrimination, this group is better, this group is not as good, and this group is completely a failure group, these kind of things, and like obviously like they, like I understand they kind of do that to actually group together like similar talented people so that it can actually go well. And but that kind of breeds this whole discrimination thing that goes on, that the upper like the students, like for example in here the course one students, they starts looking down upon the lower course students, and they get like kind of prideful about that. And that's like the biggest negative thing of this whole discrimination system of like, yeah, course one, course two, like this whole thing is like the biggest negative aspect, and this happens everywhere. So like so also like this kind of transforms people's thinking process, as to we saw here like how Chizuku explains that we're also kind of the same, obviously we like know, in our heart, and we believe in our heart that yeah, course 2 is for not talented people, course 1 is for the better people. And that discrimination gets kind of like what can we say, like solidified in every people's, in every people's heart. So obviously this is one thing that you cannot do anything but because it's from the school head, the school actually decided this system. And it's kind of bad in a way to actually discriminate between students, especially when during a time when they're actually maturing and actually getting to know their actual power, strength, everything. Like it kind of makes like the people who are in course 2 lose self-confidence, lose faith in themselves, and the people in course 1 get bigger pride, bigger ego, and like spoiled bratty kids kind of are mostly course 1 is constituted of them. So it's kind of bad in a way, but as I said, nothing you can do. This is the school's decision, and this is the way it usually goes, not only in anime and in a lot of places, and even in real world. So but as Shizuka and Honoka said, that if let's start the change ourselves. And it was really in the previous day when we saw that Miyuki and Honoka and all of them came to the cafeteria, and they were actually Miyuki was actually trying to talk with Tatsuya. Like Tatsuya understands that it's going to worsen the situation, and he actually gets up and says that no, I'll go, and Erika and all of them follows him. So to not to convolute the not to make more chaos there. So like Tatsuya decided to back down. That's usually what Tatsuya does. He does not want anything to worsen the situation, especially something that's related to Miyuki. But here and she Miyuki was also kind of hesitating, because she knew that Tatsuya did not want to make problem here, and that's why she was actually hesitating to go and talk with Tatsuya. But here Honoka, who is a third person, when she comes and says that okay, let's start eating, and can I join you guys, it kind of helped make a bridge between what do you call her, Miyuki and Tatsuya, as to now Miyuki can say that okay, Honoka is going, I can also join her, and Tatsuya will also won't have any problem with that. And Miyuki herself would not be able to do this, because as I said, she knows that her brother does not want to make problems. And if she tries to actually go and interact and say that we'll join you, I'm sure Tatsuya would say that oh no, it's okay, I'll just get up and go away. That's what's going to happen. So Miyuki would not be able to do that. So Honoka here really helped in that way, as she actually made a bridge between them, and actually as a third person kind of made the situation more smoother. This obviously helped them to actually join the Honoka and all of them to join Tatsuya's group, and at the same time it also kind of, I'm guessing, softened the mood, the atmosphere, that was the whole all the people, they were looking at them in a weird way, that. I'm sure that will also soften that. And yeah, it kind of went well in the end. I'm sure there'll be a lot of people who kind of still tries to nitpick in that situation as well, say that oh, why are the course 1 students getting friendly with the course 2 students, stuff like that, people like that guy, I forgot his name, the guy who was making a problem in this episode, but yeah, it'll take time, but the discrimination will surely go away as time goes on. Because one thing, one thing we can definitely see here is like time really helps them, get accustomed to stuff. Because if you guys can realize, course 2 to sorry, in course, not course, sorry, in the upperclassmen I'm talking about, Mayumi, Jumonji, all of them, their group, you can probably realize that their group has a lot less people who actually discriminate between weeds and the blooms. The reason is that they also have went through this, and they also got accustomed to the blooms and the weeds, and they got their experience, and they know that yeah, there are also really good people within the weeds. Like, this is basically experience. All the new people that has came here, who are all the juniors here, all the freshmen, they most of them are acting like yeah, I'm better than you, I'm better than you. But as time goes on, as they actually graduate and go to an upper class, they'll actually realize, a lot of them will realize that no, it's not, the whole discrimination thing here is not as we see, as we see it in face value. There's a lot of people who are really good in the weeds as well. So that's why in in the upperclassmen, we can see that there's a lot less discrimination. They discriminate a lot less between the characters, because they're experienced. There are exceptions obviously in the upperclassmen as well, but most of them, I'm talking about most of them, they don't have this whole discrimination going on. So this is basically, as they said, it'll take time, it'll take experience at the same time. And I'm sure when Tatsuya, Miyuki, they kind of graduate and goes second year or third year, a lot of new freshmen will come in, and the same problem will happen with them. There'll be this whole problem that kind of continues, and they'll also, after they graduate, they'll also actually gradually understand, and they'll also kind of realize that taking everything on face value is not how it is. Weeds are blooms are better than weeds. That's usually not the case. There are exceptions. They'll also realize. So experience is a big thing here, and yeah, that that takes time. And okay, that, what else was in this episode? Another thing, we can actually Miyuki's delusions are amazing, I have to say. In each and every scenario, she actually makes a little thing in her head and imagines itself. And I knew this was going to happen. We're going to see her delusions a lot. And it's really fine to see that this kind of a serious situation in Yuutousei, when we were this is a whole tense situation, but in this episode we actually see what Miyuki was thinking in her mind. The weird things that she was actually thinking. Funny. Oh my god. All right, and what else? Let's see. Okay, we also meet Mayumi here. The whole student council thing happens, and yeah, I think that was it. Was there anything that I missed to mention? Let's see. No, I don't think so. I think I mentioned everything. Oh, another thing. The guy who was making problems in this episode, I can't remember his name. Moriyama was his name, wasn't it? Something like that. Anyways, this really shows us what, spoiled kids who have this kind of self absorbent, what do you call that, has self-absorbent, yeah, personality, who thinks that I'm the best, how they can actually act. For example, as I said, there are definitely exceptions, and a lot of people, even if they get a lot of experience, they graduate, they go in second year, they'll not change. They'll keep this attitude of, yeah, we are better than the weeds. I think this guy is probably one of those examples. Not only him, there's a lot of other people like him as well, and they are so blind that they actually believe that they're the better people here. His way of thinking blew my mind in this episode. He was oh, he was like, Miyuki, this is your brother, I know that, but you know what, your brother is a loser. So I think your brother should probably excuse himself from here, and let me let me, the better person here, accompany you, as we, do a little dining. Wow, like the amount of like how much a person can be so full of oneself. Like we can actually see from this guy, like he actually refutes everything, like acts as if he's the better person, even after knowing that Tatsuya was Miyuki's brother. Actually tells her brother to excuse himself, and then tells Miyuki that I'll accompany you while while we eat. Like how? Like how can a person be this shameless? Oh my god. Anyways, yeah, like uh, funny in a way. Actually seeing him, like the way he actually acted, like, is so hilarious. Like, oh my god. Yeah, these type of people can only be taught through the hard way. Like, like things won't get through their thick skulls unless and until they get a practical explanation. And yeah, that's what he needs, a practical explanation. So, and sometimes even after getting a practical explanation, they don't get it. They think they're the better one. Anyways, yeah, so that was it. So yeah, that was a great episode, and I really, as I said, I really liked the fact that they actually showed us everything through Miyuki, Honoka, Shizuku, all of them's perspective. And this really makes us feel like, it's like, it's as if they are filling in the holes that were left by Retose. And I love that. It's like we're getting a full picture now. So yeah, like after the first episode, I was still not sure how they're going to do this, but I'm pretty sure how they're going to do this after this episode, and I like the way this is going. So yeah guys, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed my reaction, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed, and comment down below anything you want to say or anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. So yeah guys, that was it. That was my reaction to Mahouka Koukou no Yuutousei episode number 2. So I'll see you guys next week with another episode of another episode number 3. So until then, goodbye and have a nice day.